So I've got the grill off this GMT 400 for a really good reason. This is my 93 K1500 Suburban I've been working on for a couple of years. And I got a cool tidbit for you guys today, and that is the AC system. We've had a lot of questions on it on this truck, and it's a one-of-a-kind system I built for this truck, and it is a dual AC compressor setup. So you can see we got two compressors here, front and rear, and these are totally independent systems. Made all the lines myself, put in high and low pressure cutoffs for both the systems, and it's got a little Arduino Nano in the back that we'll talk about here, how that plays into controlling the system here. We got two compressors where the factory R4, that pancake compressor that's kind of mid-range, used to go. Now I've got two V7 compressors. Higher output, a little bit less efficient, but they're also a variable displacement pump as well. An upgrade to the R4 in my opinion, and the form factor and mounting pattern on them actually made it easier for me to mount as well. As far as how I mounted them goes, we've got this laser cut bracket from Send Cut Send. Check those guys out if you haven't. And how it works is this goes into the R4 bracket on the truck. So you don't have to cut anything, you don't have to modify anything. This just bolts up here. And then these holes are the factory size for the V7 compressors there. Here's where a tensioner goes. And then this actually goes to the cylinder head, one of the accessory bolt holes for additional support. And I've had it on for about 6,000 miles, no issues with it. Needed an additional tensioner down here because the factory tensioner wasn't able to appropriately tension off of this compressor and the belt was slipping. So I just locked out this tensioner, and then this one is actually tensioning for the entire system. I think it's off a Chrysler 300, which is kind of funny. But anyway, dual compressor setup. All right, so how does that work? Two totally separate systems. They don't talk to each other. This is only possible on trucks that have a front and a rear evaporator. So not all trucks were optioned that way, but this one is, so it's got front and rear HVAC. OEM system, before it was modified, there was just a Y, and half the refrigerant would go to the front, and half would go to the back evaporator. That was how I essentially introduced these two systems to be totally separate. So instead of that Y, they just are like normal AC systems, just separate. So that means there's two of everything. Two compressors here, two condensers here, right behind each other. They fit right just barely in there. And then obviously the two evaporators, fans, and all the systems that go with it. The front system uses a orifice tube, just like the factory one did. I actually just took lines off of a single cab pickup, and I used those hard lines. And then for the rear, I capped off that Y and was able to, again, keep the factory lines going to the rear. Obviously, temperature control is an issue because now I've got twice as much heat in the front. So I've got a massive high CFM, I think this is an 1800 or 2000 CFM SPAL fan. That's controlled by that Arduino. And then on the clutch fan as well, we've got the 11 blade plastic fan upgrade here and a severe duty fan clutch as well. And I've had this truck 115 degrees, 35 degrees in the cabin, and the temperature sits at about 190. So it runs pretty cool. I'll take you inside now, and I'll talk a little bit more about the electrical control of the system. All right, inside the truck, the system is pretty intuitive to use. There's no real changes from the original system. For the rear system, obviously, I've got my high, medium, low stuff right here. That fan controls the rear just like normal. And on the control head here, you'll hear when I click this, you'll hear the electric fan pop on and the first compressor click. 5 seconds later, second compressor is going to kick on. Right there. And now both those AC compressor clutches are engaged and the electric fan is running. All of that is run from a Arduino Nano that I have behind the glove box here. And how it works is when I hit this, obviously the power is sent through the OEM relay behind there, and I have a second relay controlled by the Arduino that says, hey, the first compressor woke up, wait 5 seconds, and then turn on the second compressor. You want that because if you turn both on at the same exact time, you'll probably load down the engine and potentially stall it if you're like turning and braking at the same time at idle. It would just be too much load for the engine. The electric fan doesn't run all the time. It's got a temperature sensor. So it's got a temperature probe in one of these vents. And if the temperature coming out of the vents is 45 degrees or whatever I have it set to, it kicks on the electric fan. And that's essentially like a tertiary way of assessing your system performance. If it gets too hot, i.e. the condensers are heat soaking, it'll kick on the electric fan and keep it cool. Additionally, I got this little switch right here. And what that is that shuts off the secondary rear rear zone AC compressor if I don't want it. So if I only want to run the front compressor, i.e. it's a spring day, it's not that hot, I just want a little bit of cool air out of the front, it's just me and I don't have passengers, I can save some efficiency that way and just run the front compressor there. And the last thing that's pretty cool about that Arduino is I got a potentiometer on the blend door. Sorry about the focus. That reads the setting of the blend door. So around back here is your blend door for your hot cold mix. When you have it at full cold, I have that Arduino reading the resistance on that blend door. And then what that does is I've got a heater core shutoff valve with an electric solenoid that shuts off the flow through the heater core. So that way, again, it gets it a little bit colder. So there you go. That's how the system works. And hopefully that answers some of your guys' questions.